Now for this first part, you just spawn in a world called Things Betwixt, and this is your character that you get to go and customize your name and all of your other little creator abilities that you can have for your character. You don't have to battle anything in the beginning once you start your very first game. So as you can see, and this is my character, this is all you get to start with. Just your basic armor and your starter items. No weapons or anything. As you can see, my health bar is at half. That's the lowest you can get it. That is when you're the most hollow or undead. And to get it all the way back up to the top, you have to use a human effigy, which turns you back into a human. And every time you die, it makes you more and more hollow, and you gradually lose more and more of your HP bar. And like I said before, the lowest it can possibly get is at the 50% mark. And that item down there, that item is something for new players. Most of the time, not a lot of people notice it, but it's a small, smooth, and silky stone. I'll show you what we're going to do with that later. But this is the first house you reach, first point in the game. And here's another cutscene.
It's a long day, and I'm dead as come to claim. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you? You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you've become one of them. Horrors prey upon them, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed. What is your name?
Alright, and now you get to pick your own name. Let's just go with JustXLove. Why not? My bad. Alright.
Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy. Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Now, what she was talking about, the human effigy, that is when you get to have all of your appearances. That is going to be what your character would look like with a human effigy. Every time you die, not only do you progressively lose more health, your body also becomes more deformed. And you look a lot different than that. Alright, let's see. Now, I beat the game with a sorcerer, but I thought for this, just for this, I was either going to go with a knight or a warrior. Well, let's see. You know what? Why not? Let's go with the warrior. And gift. You can get homeward bones. Human effigies are pretty rare, but life ring, you can get some of those later on. I wouldn't recommend getting that. Homeward bone, that's, you wouldn't want to get that at all. Those are pretty common. It would probably be anything, petrified something, seed of a tree of giants. I don't know if you get any of those. I have never seen one of those before in the game. So I would recommend either getting that or a petrified something. Petrified something can get you a rare item, but that's entirely my opinion. But I'm gonna go with that. Oh, we're gonna be a male. We can be that. I'll just keep it like that. Alright. Well, let's just keep it the default look. Yeah. I'll go with, let's see. I think that looks good. I'll go with dark brown. I think those. Wait. Yeah, that looks good. Dark brown. Eye color. We can do a creepy one. Let's do. Yeah, white. Why not? Beard. Why not have a little bit? Why not? Dark brown. Tattoo. That looks pretty sweet. Let's make that black. And darken that a bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, and if you want to move the tattoo so it's not as big as that, or move it around a little bit, you can go to the advanced settings. That's what I always do for the size, because it takes up a lot of your space on your face. That's a good size. Alright. I think that's good. Let's do it.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse. You're no different as you think. Doesn't stand a chance. You never know. Go through the door and trot along to the evening. Remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going home. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. Over, and over again.
Alright, and these three women, I don't know if any of you guys that are watching know about this, but these three women were actually old bonfire keepers in Dark Souls 1. They were the ones who watched the bonfires and kept them lit. And they were brought into Dark Souls 2. This one...
Go? Well, I suppose, if you find yourself, but if your will is yet unbroken, to start again.
And what she meant by that is there are these things called soul vessels where you can come back later on throughout the game and you can reset your stats, all your attributes, and you can reset them and change your class. Like you could go through the entire game like as the warrior guy and come back and change to a sorcerer. And the main classes that I would recommend, like just for different ways to play the game, would be the warrior, mainly the warrior, the cleric, and the sorcerer. Those three are this guy. He's got the sword and the shield. That's basically for the health and doing a lot of just physical damage. The sorcerer, you can cast a lot of spells and hexes, which spells do magic damage and the hexes deal mainly dark damage. And with the cleric, you can deal light damage and heal yourself as well, electric damage too, and it's a pretty good character. You can do faith. You have to have a lot of faith to deal miracles. That's what they're called. Yeah, that's what the spells are called that they use, are miracles. And you want to go upstairs, and you will find a chest in here with one human effigy. You're going to need a lot of human effigies throughout the game. That is probably one of the rarest things you need. And then you just go out the door, and first bonfire. Now, attuning spells, for the warrior, you're not really gonna need to do that, but attuning spells, if you're a sorcerer or a cleric, you're going to want to use that a lot, because there'll be spell slots. You can choose your spells and miracles and what you want to use. Travel, you're going to be using that a lot to travel in between bonfires. All the bonfires you light, you can travel in between all of them. Okay. Now, to get this item, destroy that. And you get a soul of the lost undead. That is what you can get souls out of. That's just out of only other than killing monsters or any other kind of thing. That's another way you can get souls. And this is just the basic tutorial that you go through in the very beginning. I'll just read all these. RB is to attack. And that's what I'm doing right now. You click down your right stick, and you can target an enemy. That makes it easier to fight them. A lot easier to fight them. That is to dash. As you can see, these guys are, in the beginning, are pretty easy. This guy is just standing there. As you can see, RB, if he's just standing there like that, that's a really easy way to get a backstab, which does a ton of damage in this game. Like that. That is the best way to kill things. If you want to get behind them and backstab them, that's a really easy way to kill them. As a dagger, we can just keep using this broken sword for now. And as you can see, when I'm doing this, that's the left button. That's to hold down your shield and make sure that some things can get through your shield, but just basic attacks, really, if you just raise this and your face towards them, it'll pretty much block any basic attack. Like that bow shot. These guys in the tutorial are pretty easy to kill. And life gem, that is really, they come in pretty handy. They slowly, especially the regular life gems, and hopefully you know that by now. But the regular life gems, they don't do much, but they do generally raise your health really slowly, but they do raise it quite a bit. And these guys, this is what I was talking about in the very beginning, was the small smooth and soapy stone. If you drop this in the nest, they will give you a randomly selected item, just completely random. And I got an amber herb. That'll be used. I don't really will need to use that. That's mainly for the sorcerers. That's used to replenish your spells. And there's another soul. Now I always forget to do that, but you kick down that ladder and you can slide down it. But I usually go for the soul. There's four parts where you have to enter the mist in this tutorial. Holding Y or just tapping it, you can dual wield your weapon, which generally does more damage. And holding Y, yeah, wield left. Alright, here comes, for a lot of beginners, this is kind of a tough part. While you're dashing, you click the left stick, and you can jump. This is actually where, in the very beginning, this is where I died. But you just jump over that little crevice right there, and you get some more amber herbs, which aren't really going to be very useful for this character. And this is also a little ladder. Something you also might miss, possibly, in the tutorial. Just get right on up here. And yeah, that's talking about doing a plunge attack. And there's a guy below me. Oh, I'm gonna miss. But I still get the backstab. Oh, that didn't kill him? Oh my. I'll kill this guy first. Yeah, there you go. And double tapping B, you can roll. Well, no, just single tap. You can open this door, you get a cracked red eye orb. That you can use to invade other players' worlds. You're not going to want to do that for quite a while, though. And we're up here. This is the last step of the tutorial. There's going to be a guy with a bow and arrow. He's going to want to shoot at you right when you get close to the tree. Block that. And kick down the tree. Oh, he still got me. Oh well. Alright, now walk over the tree. Block his arrow. Oh, he got me. Lucky. Alright, now, before we go down here, you're going to want to use a life gem, because you take quite a bit of fall damage when you jump down here. Alright. Oh my. Oh my. Alright. You got me again. But the good thing about these guys in the tutorial, they do not do very much damage at all. Makes it pretty easy. Alright. There's another one of them. And that's the basic tutorial for the beginning of Dark Souls. Oh yeah, there's one more guy. Backstab! Is he not dead? Oh my goodness. Looks like he has... Okay, now, very first lesson in the tutorial. Do not try and attack these guys. These guys are really, 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 really difficult to kill. Do not go anywhere near them. And also, there's a sarcophagus behind that guy right over there. Do not get in that as well. That will change your character's appearance and basically will screw up anything you have done to try and customize your character. So whatever you do, just don't go over there at all. Knock down this tree. And then just run right up here. And this brings you to the starting world of online play. As you can see, there are a lot of messages on the ground everywhere. This one says there's a illusion, but there's not. They like to do that a lot. Just randomly put it down. But the way you open up illusions in Dark Souls 1, all you had to do was hit it with your weapon. Dark Souls 2, most of the illusions, all you have to do is click A. And this is Majula, the center town where you're always going to be going to a lot. Get a divine blessing from this guy. And before you do anything else, before you go to the main town, this is usually what I do. There's a back passage, which you're going to have to go to later on anyway. But, there's this NPC, where later on, once you're a lot more powerful, you don't get to do much with him, but you can kill him and take his giant blue sword. But you do that a lot later on. And basically, you want to talk to them as much as possible. Life Gem and Homeward Bone. Homeward Bone will send you back to the last bonfire you rested at. Any NPC, like I said, any NPC you see, you want to talk to them as much as possible. You can get achievements possibly for doing it, and also it helps you complete the storyline. Now these guys, you don't have to fight these guys at all. This is what I choose to do to get more souls. As you can see, I barely do any damage, since I just have the starting weapon, but... There we go. See, I don't do any damage with the very beginning weapon. So it's entirely your choice if you want to do it. And also, I'm doing little attacks right there. This, you can, if you use your right trigger, that does a heavy attack, which does a little bit more damage. And depending on the weapon you have, it does a lot. Now, see, my beginning sword is already about to break. I think I can kill this last guy without it breaking, hopefully. Lloyd Talismans, I haven't used those very much, but they're used mainly for PvP, or you can use them against monsters, since they can also use Estus Flasks. But you can use those to prevent anyone nearby from drinking Estus Flasks, which are what heals you in the game. Oh, I broke. Not good. He's only halfway dead, too. Well, it's time for a punching fight, I guess. Oh, you can also... I find this really funny. You can backstab with the punch. This is going to take a while. Well, this should be very entertaining for you guys. You just... Basically, the way you survive in this game is either by dodging the enemy's attacks or by blocking them. Because they can do a lot of damage to you if they actually get a hit on you. This statue you can unfreeze later on, and you can get pyromancy skills from them, but that's a lot later on. Alright, that's it for this area. And just holding B, you can run, of course. holding B and left stick. Single tap of B, you can just roll. And I'll show you all the main little areas before the end of this episode in the town of Majula. Alright, so first off, you have the armor. This guy sells armor and shield.
Oh, sorry, I could really use the business.
You got some shields for sale and some armor. You have to buy them all for souls. The more you buy, the more of the armor you buy from him, he will get more in stock. And also, as
I do hope I see you again.
the more you progress in the game, you also can get more of the armor from him. And it'll be more expensive, of course. And there's also a chest up here. This has a Tatanite shard in it. Tatanite shards is what you use to reinforce your pretty much anything. Your weapon, your shield, your also your armor. This hole, do not drop down in the hole. You will die. You need a ring, which will come later on. Also, this is how you get your first Estus Flask. You hit that rock, and you get an Estus Flask shard. That is what turns, and you get a one Estus Flask from every one of those you gather. These guys, they are very hard to kill, and you get no souls whatsoever. They are very annoying, so don't even try and mess with them. In this room, there's a cat.
Oh.
The pigs are probably going to attack me.
Not exactly. Oh yeah. So. Ooh,
This she'll list all your covenants. The pigs are attacking me. And you can also buy rings from her, and also some other little things. One of the things she sells is the ring that you need, which will reduce fall damage to jump down there, but that's also later on. There's also an item right here. Another life gem. And I'll just show you guys a couple of things. One of the covenants, the champion covenant, is up here. You also get an item, which is 5 more homeward bones. You can kneel into the covenant. I just do this for the sake of the, you get an achievement every time you join a different covenant. But I would definitely recommend not being in this covenant, because if you are, it will make the game much harder. All the other covenants really don't make much of a difference. There are some other little bonuses or disadvantages, depending on your opinion, but Champion Covenant, if you want to make the game harder, definitely join that.
Who are you?
This is the Blacksmith.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant, but now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
Alright, so this is where the Blacksmith will be in the main city. You can't open it right now, you get the key later on, but the Blacksmith will be in here. There's also an item back here. Another soul and some more life gems. The second covenant is up here.
You have that distinct scent. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is warmer and interesting these days. There are very few places like that. I am Sordon. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, or anybody. Even I'm told that the soul is the anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse. Do you see? To be alive. To walk this earth.
Oh, the pigs have followed me.
Right? And that's...
Oh, he's gonna kill me. Oh my god. No, no, bad piggy. No. And that's the emphasis on how crazy Dark Souls is. A little pig that size was gonna kill me. Yep. You just keep talking to this guy,
When?
and he will let you join the Blue Sentinels clan. You have the chance, always, no matter what you're doing, have the chance to be invaded. If you're in this covenant,
Wise decision.
you have there's a Blue Sentinel that can randomly be summoned,
Weak. Let the scent.
and they can help you out against invaders. Which invaders are usually other online players that are just trying to come and kill you. Basically like just
Are
PvP.
you? Then,
And this is the last lady you talk to.
I will remain by your side. Take this with you.
And she gives you the Estus Flask.
You may drown king then. There
Now I can level up as well.
You will never seek those whose names are on their souls will serve once you have found them, so that hope will not. Is that a shard? Here to see. However,
And every time you get a shard, you come to her, upgrade Estus Flask, and give Estus Flask shard. And that will increase by 1 the amount of Estus Flasks you have. There's also a thing called Sublime Bone Dust, which increases how much health you can regenerate with 1 Estus Flask. Which you can burn those in the main bonfire, which is right over there. And that will increase it by 1 every time, so that's how you do that. And you can also level up from her. This is the only place you can level up. Right now I'm level 12 with all these stats. And let's go light the first bonfire. Alright. And that is the first playthrough of Dark Souls 2. I hope you guys enjoy. I will continue to do these until we reach the end of the game. And I really hope that you guys keep watching.